I wanted to talk about Biden and his gaffes today, but I thought, it's not really that interesting to me. It's funny and really sad at the same time, but it's not relevant to me. I think it really doesn't have an effect on me. However, it is really sad that that man is just so far out of it. I thought, however, how about something that is actually interesting to me? And I thought about electric vehicles and their failures. They are really getting exposed. So we have major brands like Mercedes, Volkswagen, and Audi, and they are just reporting that they are going to do a massive U-turn on this failure of an investment. So according to Peter Sweden in this tweet here, Mercedes is doing a U-turn and investing in combustion engines after EV fail. EV sales fall 25%. Excuse me. Volkswagen is investing 60 billion euros to develop new combustion engines. Audi might close their Brussels factory that produces many of their EVs as sales fall. And it's just going to get worse and worse for these vehicles because people are going to realize the reality of it. I had this tweet from the guy Bartemis. I have no idea who this is. I'm sorry. When ideology meets reality, eventually reality wins. The only question is how many people will be hurt in the meantime. So there is this grand illusion that electrical vehicles are going to be the end all be all, that they are going to work as some compensating thing for the environment. It's just not going to work, and it's really starting to show. We had actually this incident in this winter that was in Sweden, where a lot of these electric vehicles, these EV cars, they were just going to stop working, and a lot of these people went on vacations in these vehicles. They went up skiing instead of going to a warm country like normal people, right? And they just couldn't start them. There were 40, 50, 60 of these cars just stranded in the middle of the road because none of them could start. And it was just really sad to witness it, how these people have been tricked into buying these things. And this electrical vehicle craze is just, it's insane. It's insane. Nobody with the right mind could possibly think it's a good idea to buy any. So I have this article that really just proves my point that it's bad, it's not a smart idea, and that you can see it on paper too. So I'll just read it for you. Car sales in Europe decline. Is the future of electrical vehicles at stake? Yeah, they are. In March, car sales in the EU registered a decline with consumer behavior trends shifting. Not only have electric cars been affected, but car sales in the EU witnessed a 5.2% drop compared to last year in March, marking the largest decline since July 2022 and the first for this year, as reported by European Automobile Manufacturers Association, ACEA. The decline involved key markets including Germany, Spain, Italy, and France. The fall has been attributed to a downturn in the market and the timing of the Easter holidays, which had a negative impact on sales. In March, within the car industry, which generates 392.2 billion, or roughly say 400 billion euros in tax revenue for European governments, there was also a shift in the car type preferences. The share of battery electric cars decreased to 13% from last year's 13.9. So it's not a big drop, but it's really comparable. While hybrid cars surged to 29% from 24.4%. The combined market share of petrol and diesel fell to 47.8 from 51.8. So we can still see a decline in the combustion engines and the respective cars, but still electric vehicles alone, electric cars, they are going to fall too. And we have this surge for hybrid cars, and I believe hybrid is probably going to be the safest bet going into the future. Petrol is going to stay for a long time, a lot more than the EU thinks, and it's just really sad how their authoritarian regime-like idea of just banning them outright is it gonna work? It's not, but that's how it works. Okay. And the hybrids, I have driven hybrid before. It's really good. It's really economical. You should really do invest in. You should really invest in one if you don't have one actually. The first quarter of 2024 ended with a total of 332,999 new battery electric cars registered, indicating a slight 3.8 increase for the same quarter in the previous year. The challenges associated with electric vehicles include high costs and inadequate charging infrastructure. So the infrastructure is just not good, especially in countries that are not in the major European countries, say Germany, Spain, Italy, and France, as mentioned. But in countries such as, say, Croatia, Greece, Serbia, Hungary, countries that just they don't have the adequate infrastructures to support all of this. Their ban going into, I think it's 2035. I think it is. I might be wrong, but you can always fact check me. A ban on combustion engines is just not going to work. It's just going to have a terrible effect on economies. I have this other article, but it's just basically the same thing. It doesn't really have any actual impact. So I thought about the electric vehicles and all of these companies that are going to go bankrupt because the demand is just falling so tremendously. It's not even funny. So we have this startup called Fisker. They're not a major brand, but it's still up there, you know. They have cars, and they're not doing good. They're actually going for the fights for bankruptcy actually. So I mean, it's just not them. It's just every single EV company that is out there, besides Tesla probably, are doing so tremendously bad. EVs in general are just doing bad. So Fisker is filing for bankruptcy. We have companies such as Rivian, NIO, BYD, Polestar, and Tesla. I mean, Tesla is doing okay in comparison, but it's just not doing that good. But these other electric companies, these EV companies, right? They are doing so bad. I don't even know how to put this honestly. They're doing so tremendously bad. It's not even funny. But I think I'll leave it there. There's not really more for me to say at this point. We'll just see what happens. I'll leave it there. Yeah, subscribe, like, share this. It really helps. I'll leave it there. Have a good one.